in this cesspool. My vision for Birmingham would be one that a gentleman I met in Central Park by the name of Winston Jennings. He's 91 years old. He called me up. One of my door knockers was knocking on the doors in Central Park. He got one of my leaflets and he was encouraged by what he saw in terms of my actions back in, I think it was it 2001? Yeah, 2001, when I said that when the mayor sold or mortgaged our waterworks that our bills were going to go up. Well, not only did they go up, you got two bills now, whereas before you had one bill. You should attribute that to the current mayor, William Bell. Before you had one bill that was low and you had quality water. Now you got, yes, quality water, but you got two bills and it's much higher. That's a tragedy, and it's unconscionable on poor, fixed income, and struggling middle class people. You have to lay that right at his lap. I envision a city whereby Mr. Jennings at his age at 91, or an old white lady even at 70, 80, can walk from one end of the city to the other without being molested or robbed. That's what I believe. I believe that all of our residents can prosper. I know that we can wipe out illiteracy and obesity. How do you do that? You lead by example. That is something that we don't have in the current city government. We got a lot of talk and no action. I plan on absolutely finishing the good aspects of Larry Langford's work. The city workers in this city work very hard to keep this big city clean. And on my platform, I have clearly stated that we're going to have a significant merit and longevity pay for all city employees. But that's going to come with conditions. Those conditions will be that we tighten our belt. We're going to do some things to, with technology in fact, to save the city money from day one. Within a 90-day period of time, we're going to get the bills down with the city through sustainable business practices, as well as sustainable environmental practices. We have to, it's no reason why corporate entities cannot partner with the city, make a profit, and have a social conscience at the same time. And currently, I don't feel that we have that. It's atrocious for the Alabama Public Service Commission to have the highest utility rates heaped on some of the poorest people in this nation. And that is currently what we have. And the sad thing is that companies like Alabama Power own Mr. Bell and at least 4 or 5 of our current politicians that sit on that city council. And it's across the board, Republicans, Democrats, city council seats all across this state, as well as in the legislature. That means that you citizens pick these politicians with your hands, your vote, but the corporate entities control them and tell them what to do. I'm asking for your vote so that we can begin to turn that around. I talk about aggressively tearing down dilapidated and condemned structures and correctly paving the bad roads in underserved areas. Areas like the South Side, they have 9 grocery stores, nice roads, but when you look in the Southwest, 41st Street, coming out, going into Raleigh-Trevec, when you go into North Birmingham, when you go into parts of Inslee and Pratt City, the roads are atrocious. It's worse than riding on a mule wagon. And you know that wears you down. You feel beat up at the end of the day. You're coming back from work and you got to ride over these bad roads. And you know why? Because Mr. Bell chose to spend money on a losing baseball team, to be exact, almost $96 million. Mr. Bell chose to spend money on a losing baseball team and bring it to Birmingham, spending $96 million of taxpayers' money, which could have been spent in repaving correctly these roads. Yes, I said correctly. There's a way to pave roads incorrectly, and as a way to pave them correctly. And you know, he has gotten real quick at trying to get some things done now because it's election time and he needs your vote. But all of the years that he's been there, and he's been on that political feeding trough, him and his fat cat buddies from Mountain Brook, for 33 and a half years. He's been taken care of. He lives in a momentous English Tudor mansion in my neighborhood. And I say my neighborhood because my family roots run in Smithfield from the 40s. Started in public housing in Smithfield. It came here from Lowndes of Montgomery County and my mother out of Sumter County. And they, you know, they began a life. Our communities are nothing like what I remember growing up in as a child, where everybody loved one another. I want to bring that spirit back to this city. This is a boring city. We got food deserts in the southwest, the north, and even in the northwest part of town. Even the biggest black middle class, which is District 1, Sun Valley, Echo Highlands, Bridlewood, that area doesn't have but one grocery store to serve it. North Birmingham, one grocery store to serve it. West End, one grocery store to serve it. 5 Points West, basically one. When I say that, I'm talking about quality grocery stores like a Bruno's or a Vincent's. If you're the leader of a city, you're supposed to market your city to bring these quality grocery stores into those communities, not run away people that want to put it in your communities. I would do that as your leader of a city. We will end these food deserts. If people in